Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of very interesting bodybuilding updates. The first one is about James Hollingshead and whatever happened with him leaving the gym that he opened with his partner Jordan Peters. For those of you who don't know what happened, basically, James was opening up a gym for the past, a year or two maybe, and as soon as it got opened, after maybe a few months, he posted this on his IG saying that he is leaving the gym, and that was pretty much all the information we had at that moment. He didn't want to talk about it. We only knew that he stopped following JP on Instagram and JP stopped following James, so there was some sort of a conflict, but he never really spoke about it. He never really opened up until yesterday, exclusively for Fuad's channel. On Fuad Abiad's podcast, Fuad asked him if he wants to talk about this because everybody was asking this question in the comments, and James decided to open up and tell us exactly what was the reason why these guys fell apart, what was the issue, and here you go, guys. Let me show it to you.
Do you want to talk about what happened with the gym or no?
Really, in all honesty, just a conflict of characters. When I'm talking in a conversation and I have a business with somebody, if there's any reason for it not to be where it should be, then I consider it our problem and we need to fix it.
Right.
It's not just pointing the finger at somebody, because we, as business owners, we have ultimate saying power.
Right.
So therefore, anything that's happening below us as the chain that needs adjustment, we need to communicate that with each other first and foremost properly, and then we need to approach it professionally. And unfortunately, just communication is just pretty wank, and that's it. So I can't be around it. So I'm just saying that my ex-business partner knows what my opinion is, disagrees with my opinion. Fair enough, and that's why we can't do business.
Alright, so you heard it, guys. Basically, these two guys didn't see eye to eye on certain matters, and they decided, James decided to stop being a partner with JP. He didn't really go into specifics, but apparently they disagreed on how to run the business. And it's such a pity, guys, because as far as I know, JP used to prep James back before, even before James turned pro, I believe. And he was also prepping him, helping him prep last year for the Arnold Classic. And these guys were such good friends for so many years that they decided to do a business together, and it ended badly. Which is a shame, really. It was a long-lasting friendship, but those kind of things tend to happen when friends do business together. It usually ends badly, but it is what it is. You guys wanted to hear what happened here. He didn't really go into specifics. We don't know exactly what was the problem, and we'll probably never find out what exactly it was, but you got pretty much enough here. But I gotta say, I feel like it ended too soon, guys, too fast. James put a lot of time, a lot of energy and focus into that gym. I'm sure he was very much involved in picking the machines and making it all fit together, and he was training there, he was loving it there. He made a gym basically for himself to train at, and it was also his business. But I also know that running a gym can be really stressful. It's a huge chore, and he's a professional bodybuilder. He has a lot of other things going on for himself. I don't know how much he was really involved. He probably was, probably too much, that it really caused him to lose focus of the other things. Again, he's a professional bodybuilder competing at the highest level, and his wife is now pregnant, and I'm sure he has other business endeavors, so it was probably too much for him, and he cracked. He cracked after a couple of months and decided to pull out. It seems kinda immature and, a rash decision, but it is what it is. He is where he is. He decided to get out of that business, that partnership, and his friendship with JP seems to have ended as well. It is what it is, guys. You tell me what you think down below in the comment section. Alright, the next thing we got today is a physique update by Justin Shire, who is prepping for Chicago Pro, I believe Tampa Pro, some other shows around that time, Toronto as well. We'll see which show it's gonna be, but he started his prep. And he took 2 years off, basically, to put on size, to improve, because the last time he competed, it was Mr. Olympia, and he placed dead last, I believe. Actually, he was, I think, second to last, something like that. And he was definitely, the reason why he placed so low was simply the size. That was it. Maybe his conditioning would have been better as well, but, with his size, he can't get super shredded. He's going to lose too much fullness. So he definitely needed some time to put on more muscle, and 2 years later, there you go. Did he put enough muscle to be competitive, to be to place higher now, to maybe crack the top 10 at the Mr. Olympia? Well, based on this physique update, right off the bat, I'll have to say no. No, he does not look like he progressed at all. However, if you read the caption, things might make more sense to you. And this is not the first update that he posted. He posted another one recently. I made a video about that when he announced that his new coach is Justin Jacoby, a guy from Camp Janssen. And in that physique update, he also looked bad. Worse than this. Actually, now he looks a little bit better. But at that update, he looked not good. Not good. Like he even got worse from the last time we saw him on stage. And I thought he might have been off for a while before he took that photo, because he looked off. And even here, he looks like he's just starting a cycle. And that's exactly what is happening. So in the caption, he says, fasted morning check-ins with Justin Jacoby, getting in a groove after about 12 weeks of eating 4 meals a day. No super subs, reduced training days, volume. I was dealing with some gut health stuff. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And allowing some nagging injuries to recover. Starting 2025 feeling fresh and ready to rock. Up 13 pounds in the last 4 weeks. Time to ride. Now, like I said, it seemed like that, and obviously it is true. He has been off of everything, and he wasn't even eating enough or training super hard. He was eating only 4 meals a day. I mean, you can probably get a lot of calories in 4 meals if they are huge meals, but it kind of seems like he was not eating a lot because he had some gut issues. And also, he was not training too much because he had some injuries, some nagging pains. Now, the part that I find interesting here is that he had gut health issues. This is not the first guy that is coached by Matt Jansen that has experienced gut issues. You remember Brett Wilkin? He had to take a whole year off of everything to recover his gut. And he was coached by Matt Jansen. Nick Walker, of course, you know what happened at the New York Pro. If I'm not mistaken, I think Sean Clarida had some issues with his stomach as well. And now we got Justin Shire with the same issue. Why is that? Well, there are 2 possible reasons that I can think of right off the bat based on all I heard from the guys who were coached by Matt Jansen. He's a high protein guy. That's one thing. How much can that affect the gut health? I mean, I don't know. I like high protein diets as well, and I have no issues, but maybe if you do it hard enough and long enough, it could cause some problems for sure. And Matt Jansen is kind of notorious for pushing a lot of gear. And John Jewett, actually, in a recent podcast, the Transparent podcast, if you guys watched it, you know what I'm talking about. John Jewett talked about his experience with Matt Jansen. Basically, in Matt Jansen's protocols after the show, in your post-show rebound, you would do a lot of gear and a lot of orals. And I've heard about this approach. Some really hardcore bodybuilders told me about this. Like after the show, you don't stop the halo, you don't stop the tren, you do everything the same as you did while you were prepping for the show. You just increase the food, and I don't know, man, I never tried it. It seems a little bit too hardcore, but maybe Justin did it as well after the Mr. Olympia, and maybe that's how he caused those gut issues. You know, a high amount of really hardcore stuff, hardcore orals, a lot of food, a lot of protein, and you might get super big, but you might get messed up in the process. Now, this is just speculation. I don't know exactly what he did with Matt, but here you go. He ended up with some gut issues and some injuries. He took some time off, 2 years off of competing, and then last 12 weeks off of taking gear and eating like a bodybuilder, I guess, and training hard. And hopefully he recovered in the meantime, and hopefully also he made some progress during those times when he was really pushing things hard. Hopefully he will be able to get it back once he actually starts eating a lot of food and training hard and, taking the gear. But hopefully his approach now is going to be smarter. I mean, he is coached by the guy who is part of the Camp Janssen, so I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like, but we'll see. This is starting point right here. What do you guys think about it? Tell me down below in the comment section. Alright, and the final update we got for the day is Sergio Oliva Jr. Here is what he looks like right now at a weight of 298 pounds. He is coached by Stefan Kinsel as well, of course. That doesn't need to be said. Basically, all bodybuilders are coached by him pretty much, at least 90% of them. And here is what Sergio looks like right now. I mean, yeah, he's massive. He's also pretty tall. This weight is good, but you know, I guess he could be bigger for this height. Conditioning for this weight, it's okay, it's pretty good. But I was never really blown away with his physique. I mean, he never really placed that highly. I think he won the New York Pro once. That was his best achievement, and I think he won a couple of other shows. And he can win a show this year, I guess, and qualify for the Mr. Olympia. But like, to be top 10, I don't see that happening. You know, he is not young, really. He's actually 40, turning 41 this year. He could do Masters Olympia if he wanted to. What I don't like about his physique too much is his obliques, for example. They're just like his waist. He has a small waist, but the obliques are just overly developed, and his lats are high inserted, so it doesn't really create the best V taper. The other thing is like his legs are pretty big, especially the adductors, but the outer sweep, not so much. Why is this? Is it only genetic? Well, that's debatable, because whenever you see him do a leg exercise like squats, hack squats, leg presses, he's always doing it with this super wide sumo stance. And I heard there is some research showing that this wide stance, sumo stance, will actually activate more of your lateral head. I just don't agree with that. I don't know how was that concluded, what was the research exactly, but I just don't feel it too much in my outer sweeps when I do it with a wide stance. I definitely feel it way more with a narrow stance. So, and I think a lot of bodybuilders feel that way. I don't know. I think just Sergio feels more comfortable doing it this way, which is odd, but you know, people are different. He maybe started doing it this way when he was young and he just likes to do it this way. But is this the best thing for his outer sweep? I doubt it. I honestly doubt it. I don't think so. I think this is the reason why he has overly developed adductors and not so much of the lateral head. But it is what it is. His physique is the way it is, and it's not going to change at this point in his career. Again, obliques a little bit too big, and the lats a little bit too high, so again, not the best V taper, and the legs, I mean, like, when you can't develop the outer sweep, it's okay to develop the adductors, and it's important to have good adductors, but if your adductors are over-dominant compared to your lateral head, it's just not the best look, not the most aesthetic look. The back looks pretty decent, and overall I would say conditioning, like in the lower body from behind and the lower back, which are the most problematic areas usually for guys, it looks good for this weight especially. We'll see how good will he actually look once he gets in condition, but this is it for now. Whatever you guys think, tell me down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Wow, I said that really fast. I hope you guys understood me. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you soon. All the best, and bye-bye.